Chilling tales for dark nights.
Want to make sure you never miss a Chilling Tales for Dark Nights video again? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
You know, you never know until you know. You never know until you done seen it with your own eyes. Like, you know, we be on the internet, we all get to that dark side of YouTube sometime. You know, we get to that place where we be like, dang, how did I get here? I was looking at like world top funniest fails, and then the next thing I know, you know, I'm at you know, how quickly does watch a body decompose or whatever. And you like, gosh, man, how did I get here, man? I was just, you know, looking at some guy falling off a ladder a few minutes ago. Now I'm sitting here looking at, you know, the process of a body decomposing, man. And, you know, so, but then the thing is, when you get to the dark side of YouTube, you can't help but to keep going. You know, you see one thing and then you click on another thing, and it's real creepy because you looking over your shoulder, and you ain't looking over your shoulder because you scared that this monster or whatever finna come up in your room or nothing. But you looking over your shoulder because you don't want your girl, or you know, you don't want your man, you don't want your family or nobody to see the stuff that you looking at, man. You know, so when I get to that dark side, I go find me a little corner to go sit in. And, you know, because I don't want my girl coming up and seeing me looking at how fast her body decompose. You know, she going to think I'm trying to kill her or something, man. So, anyway, one day, you know, I'm on the dark side, and I come across this thing called the Rake. Like, you know, like a rake, you rake your leaves up and stuff with, you know, the Rake. So, you know, I click on the video. It had a little crazy looking thumbnail of this thing. But the picture looked like it was real. It didn't look like it didn't look like a computer animated thing. It looked like it was a real legit photo, man. You know, so you know how them Bigfoot photos be, like they be looking like they real, but you can't, but then they kind of don't. You know, just one of them photos. So I went on and clicked on the video. Now, I found out that this Rake thing is supposed to be some kind of monster, and there's a bunch of stories of where it come from. So the first one was saying during the summer of '03, there was some events in the northeastern U.S. involving this strange human-like creature, and it sparked a brief local media interest before a blackout was enacted. And it said there was little or no information left intact, and as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. Now I say primarily it was focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho. Self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions range from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. Now, while the published versions are no longer on record, the memories remain powerful, and several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. Now, in early '06, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between the 12th century and present day, spanning 4 continents. Now, I don't know. I know it's like 7 continents, so that thing on 4 of them, and one of them Antarctica, I think. So, you know, it's really only 6 that matter. So that mug is like on more than half the world, according to that. So anyway, it said in almost all cases the stories was identical. You know, and I've been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some excerpts from their upcoming book. So, you know, it's like a collection of different folk that then came across this thing. So the first one is a suicide note from 1964. Now I say, as I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any, I guess that's assuage, I ain't never seen that word before, any guilt or pain I've introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. And for once I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form, and once again I awoke and heard his voice and looked into his eyes, and I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. She got some crazy stuff. And then it says it's found in a wooden box where 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. And it says, "Dearest Lenny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name." Man, that's crazy. Like, imagine somebody send you a letter and say, "Dear blah, 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 I prayed for you because he spoke your name." And it don't even say who he is. You know, that's like a freak you out, man. And then it's this journal entry translated from Spanish in the year 1880. And it says, "I have experienced the greatest terror. I've experienced the greatest terror." And he said that junk twice. He said it 3 times. "I have seen his eyes when I closed mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand, I would not sleep. His voice." And then the rest is like it say it can't make it out. Then there's a mariner's log from 1691. And it said, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the Rake." So they've been calling that boy the Rake for a long time. Then it's a witness in 06. It say 3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip from Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. And we were all very exhausted after a long day of driving. So my husband and I put the kids right to bed and called it a night. Now at about 4 a.m. I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. And I used the moment to steal back the sheets, only to wake him up in the process. Now I told him I was sorry and told him I thought he got up out the bed. Now when he turned to face me, he just like gasped and pulled his sheet up from the bed so quickly his knee almost knocked me out of the bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark for a half second, I was able to see what caused the strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, it appeared to be a naked man, or a large hairless dog of some kind, and his body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something, you know, all twisted up. Now for some reason I was not instantly scared by it, but more concerned about his condition. You know, this person right here crazy. What you mean you ain't scared? If I seen that thing or seen anything in my room, it better get to moving, because I'm finna grab whatever the closest to me. And you know I keep that thing next to me on it. So anyway, so I'd have handled that junk real quick. Now at this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. Now my husband was looking over his arm and knee, tucked in a fetal position. Yeah, her husband a punk boy. She married the wrong guy, man. And occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. Now in a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed and then crawled quickly in a flailing sort of motion right along the bed until it was less than a foot away from my husband's face. And the creature was completely silent for about 30 seconds, or probably closer to 5, but it seemed like a while, just looking at my husband. And then the creature placed his hand on his knee and ran into the hallway leading to the kids' room. So I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop him before he hurt my children. And when I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching, hunched over about 20 feet away. He turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood, and I flipped the switch on my wall and saw my daughter Clara. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter, and she was very badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. And she said, "He is the Rake." My husband drove his car into a lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly, and the police had helped at first, and a local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and our local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house, and after we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself. She gotta be super, super stupid brave to go back to that house. It ain't nothing in the world that can make me go back to that house. Like, bro, I'm talking about one time my house got broken into, boy. They came in and took the laptop, took the Xbox and stuff. And and that was it for me, man. And that's just humans, man. So if a rake man, a garden tool man come in my house, it's his house now. You know, just make sure he pay the rent. You know, it's due on the 1st, because the house belong to you now. All right? I'm out of there. You know, so she go on to say for several months, you know, me and just stay in a hotel and everything, and she began looking for answers. So now she say, I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story, and we got in contact and began talking about our experiences. And he knew the 2 other men in New York who had seen the creature we now referred to as the Rake. It took the 4 of us about 2 years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believe to be the accounts of the Rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages and never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, saying only that they were told to leave by the Rake. And that was the last entry in the log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. And this led us to wonder if the Rake had visited any of us before our last encounter. Now, I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night, every night for 2 weeks. And I was tediously scanned through the sounds of me rolling around in my bed each day when I woke up. And by the end of the 2nd week, I was, used to the occasional sound of sleep while I'm blurring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. And this still took almost an hour every day. Now, on the first day of the 3rd week, I thought I heard something. Now, look, she playing a dangerous game, y'all, because it ain't no way that I would have went through that. I ain't finna record my sleep all night, because if I hear something, then I know that it was in the room with me, but it didn't do nothing to me, but it was in the room with me and could have done something to me, and I'm just sitting up there asleep like that. That jock can mess with me too. How could you ever go to sleep again after that? How could you even go to sleep again after the first time the Rake seen you? So now you gonna go to sleep the next time? No, not me. Not I said the hood. So anyway, where am I at? So on the first day of the 3rd week, I thought I heard something different. And what I found was a real high-pitched voice. And it was the Rake. And I can't, listen to it long enough to even begin to, try to transcribe it. And I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've heard it before. And now I believe that it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason, the voice on the recorder immediately brings me back to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head, it make me more than upset. I've not seen the Rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he's been in my room while I slept. And I know and I fear that one night, I'll wake up and see him staring at me. Now, it's a reason why I'm telling y'all about the history of this thing. And it ain't just because it's cool, it ain't just because it's creepy, but it's because I think I think it's real. And like it's hard for me to even like acknowledge it. It's hard for me to even face it that he could be real or that he is real or whatever. But I know it because I don't know, I just been tripping lately. Like, usually when I lay it down to go to sleep, I'm asleep. I'm talking about for the whole night. When I lays it down, I'm down for the count. Ain't no way around it. And I stay up on the second floor, and the neighborhood I stay in, man, it's an old neighborhood, man. It's like, in the hood, everybody house boom right next to each other. Some folk got a little yard, some folk got a little vacant lot next to their house, and I stay in an old spot, man. And it's I stay up on the second floor, and and I have to keep the windows open because it's summertime, man, and I ain't got no AC. I ain't got no AC, man. I had one of them window units, man. I stay in an old spot, so we ain't got no what you call it, man? No central air or none of that, man. We got the dang window unit. So my window unit went out, and a player ain't doing too good right now, financially. So I just gotta make dues with what I gotta make dues with. So I had the windows open, and I realized that if I open I get all the windows and stuff open, that it'll create a suction force through the house, like, in the way these houses made in these old apartment flats, man. It's like you got your front of the house, and then it leads you straight down through the hallway to the back of the house. So it's like if you open the back windows up, the air comes and shoot down through the house to the front windows and vice versa, man. So that's what I do to keep the house cool, and it work at night. It don't be that good during the day, because during the day it's just brutal hot, but during the nighttime it worked real good, man. And my room is like in the middle of the house, so you got your kitchen in the back, then you got the hallway where you got your bathroom and the bedrooms, and then in the front you got the dining room, and then last you got the living room. So I have everything open and stuff. So now what always end up happening is, while I'm up, while I'm sleeping in the middle of the house, I always wake up, and it's every night at the same time, man. And I wasn't paying no attention to it. Like, I wasn't really kept thinking of nothing of it, because you just wake up sometimes. It's like if you wake up one day early by whatever reason, a dream wake you up, then you just wake up at that same time every day. So that's kind of where I was at, man. I just wake up at this same time all the time, man. Now when I did that, it after about a week went by, and I'm like, man, I don't woke up in the middle of the night every night. So I went and looked at the clock, because I don't look at my phone if I wake up in the middle of the night, because I know once you get looking at that phone and you go on Instagram and you start going through the feed and you get looking at them food videos and stuff, then you mess around and get hungry, then you get up and get something to eat, and now you just up. Now you done turned the TV on, you got your phone on, now you just might as well, you up now, boy. So I don't even mess with the phone when that happened. But this time I decided to look at the phone, and I realized it was 3:33. Now, hey, 3:33, whatever. I'm thinking I gotta play them numbers. I gotta go play 333 in the lotto later on today. But hey, don't mess with that lotto, man. You're gonna lose. That junk gonna take your money. That take your money. But anyway, so I just go back to sleep. Now, the next day come, I wake up again. I look at the phone. Guess what time it is? I ain't even got to tell you. So it really, now that junk freaked me out, because I started thinking, man, like, dang, how is that possible? I wake up at the same exact time. So I go on the phone and put in 333 in Google or whatever. So next thing I know, I get to thinking 333 two times. What's that? 666. 666. What's that? That's the devil address or something. So I'm like, oh snap! I done woke up at 333 2 days in a row. So that's the devil, man. That's like a secret demonic code or whatever, man. So now I'm freaking out, man. And really, it ain't that I'm a scary person, but when stuff happen and it's nighttime and you by yourself, your imagination just start running, man. And I got this old house, man, and I got the noisiest, loudest, crackling, popping house you ever seen, man. Everything in my house make noise, man. I had these old radiators. If y'all young folk might not know about it, I'm a young folk too, but my family had them growing up. They got these radiators in your house, and in the wintertime you turn it on and it just radiate heat. And you look up like in home old school, I don't know, put in older school radiator or something, I don't know, but the radiator come on, it don't come on, but it just always popping. So when I would turn it on, it'd be popping and stuff. And even when I don't turn it on, it'd be popping. But I just figure it's an old house. And then my refrigerator be making noise. It just be clicking and clacking all night and turning off and on, and the engine be roaring all loud in it. And what else? The bathroom, the pipes and stuff in the bathroom. Like if somebody else somewhere used the pipes like downstairs or something, it just make a big old clang noise for some reason. I like the water filling the pipes up or something, and it just make this big old bump noise. And the back porch is raggedy, so the back porch be creaking and popping, and every time somebody go down, it sound like people dragging a piano down the steps. Cause I'm on the second floor, and it's 4 floors all together, so. Then on top of that, you got my neighbor who stay above me. That lady got like 8 kids. So it's like a dang buffalo stampede up above my head, man. So it's just always a lot of sounds, man. And that junk do get creepy, but I got used to it. But now all of a sudden, them sounds got creepy. So the next night, I said, okay, well, look, if I woke up at 333 twice, that's 66. But now I said, all I got to do now is just go back to sleep. And if I wake up tonight, then even if I do wake up at 333, then the total would be 999. So I'm really okay then, and I'm straight now, because 999 ain't no dangerous number, So, So I goes to sleep, and the next night I wake up at 0, 0, 0, 0. Now I got my clock set on whatchamacallit, on military time, man. They're like my just old guy was like my mentor, man. He always made me use military time on some old Marine. You kids is punks and you need to learn military time. That's that stuff old people tell you. You don't even know military time. And you be like, what I got no military time for? That's the problem with y'all kids today. I bet you don't know how to write in cursive either. I'm like, yeah, I know how to write in cursive, but so what? Don't even know how to write your own signature. It's like, look, old people. Yeah, we don't know military time. We don't know how to write in cursive, but I ain't had one job yet that required me to use military time or write in cursive. So, y'all old folk need to quit this stuff. That's why the kids don't listen to y'all now. But anyway, so I woke up at all zeros, man. So that means I'm still stuck on 666. So now I say, okay, tomorrow night I'm gonna set my alarm. So I set my alarm for 3:32. because I wanted to see, why do I keep waking up at 333? Like, maybe is it something going on? Like, maybe I got a neighbor that got their alarm set for 333 for some weird stupid reason. Because sometimes I set my alarm at weird times, man. Because I set like one alarm because I got to get up at 7. So I set like one alarm for like 7, then I set one for like 7:03, then one for 7:05, then one for 7:07. I be doing like that because I set about 6-7 alarms because I can't afford to not go to work, boy. I miss a day, boy. I miss a day. I need that little money, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So anyway, so I set it for 3:32. So I figure I wake up early and I hear whatever going on. Maybe it's a airplane or something that take off at 3:33 every day. Or maybe the news helicopter go by. Maybe, like I said, somebody alarm set. Maybe the train go by. I don't know. It must be something that's going by that's waking me up. So 3:30. So now I ain't set no. What time? Yeah, I set it for 3:32. Now I set it, but then I said, you know what? That might not be early enough. Maybe I should set it for like, just make it an even 3:30. Yeah, just right there, bam, make it even 3:30. So I set the alarm. And I wake up, bam, 3:30 hit. And I shoot right up, man. Like, the alarm scared me. I woke up like I was in the middle of the worst dream ever. And I feel like I was dreaming about something, but you forget that junk as soon as you get up. So I pops up and I started looking around. I checked the phone, bam, it's 3:30. So I'm sitting there, man. I'm sitting there waiting. And I hear something from towards the back of the house. Sound like something on the steps. Now, the back porch stairs is so the back porch stairs, I don't open the window that's right on the steps, that's right on the porch, because I don't want nobody to just walk up the back porch and just walk into my house. But away from the porch, there's another window. Now, so the porch is on like the left side of the house, and over on the right side where the porch ends, and I got another window, and the window far away from the porch, so I ain't got to worry about nobody, getting through that window. Like, if a guy get through that window, he a dang, he got to be Spider-Man or something to get through that window. So that's the one I leave open, so the air can, so my air can circulate through or whatever. Now, I hear something at the back, back there on the steps. So I get up, man. I like, this must be what's waking me up. Now when I get up in my room, and like I say, my room in the middle of the house. So I look down to the left, and when I looks down, I see it's dark. I keep the little light on top of the stove, man. That little light on top of the hood over the stove. I keep that mug on. You gotta keep something on, man. Can't have no pitch black house. I got a little light, cause a little light keep Mr. Kickdo away. So I'm gonna tell y'all about Mr. Kickdo one day, real soon. I'm gonna tell y'all about Mr. Kickdo. So while I'm sitting there looking, I see something like a circle shape at the window. Now, instantly, how that feeling of fear come over you? How I feel like your whole body just start catching pins and needles, as they call it. Like pins and needles just shot through my whole body when I seen this circle shape at the window. And it was about the size of somebody's head. Now, the next thing, I seen this circle shape getting bigger, and I seen some more shape with the circle. And then, reaching into the kitchen, I saw 4 long, blades, man. Like, it was 4 blades, like and they was like the length, they was like 2 feet long each, but they was like the width of a hand. You know, they was like, they wasn't real wide. They was close together, like it was some fingers. And I seen that reach in, and then I seen another long 4 things reach in, and then I saw a 5th thing on each thing, like a. So I guess like that was the thumb. It's the rake. It's the rake is sitting there crawling into my back thing or whatever. So man, now I'm like, okay, this my options. I can go get that thing, but do I really? If the stories is true on this thing, they said it crawled around the bed instantly, like the thing fast. So if I try to shoot it, what if I miss? You know, what if I miss that mug? What he gonna, you know, hey, then he gonna, you know, I ain't finna just have no outright fight with this thing. And then I got one of them high point pistols, man. Like, y'all don't know about the high point. It's like it's the most raggedy pistol you can have, man. That mug, you lucky if that mug fire, man. Like, it's just one of them pistols you use to scare somebody from a distance, man. Just so they know you got one and they leave you alone. It ain't like no reliable gun, you know. This is the last gun you want in the shootout, man. So anyway, so I runs back to my bed. I'm not finna try to run out the front though, cause I already know I'm not finna be able to outrun that thing. That thing done crawled around the house. It must use the claws or something to help it crawl. So it done crawl through the window. Ain't no way I'm finna outrun that mug, and I ain't the fastest. You know, I ain't the most fleet of feet. I ain't the most fleet of foots or whatever. So I runs and I go jump back in the bed, man. So now when I jump in the bed, I try to lay down and I put my hand over I put my arm over my face, but not like I was hiding, but like I was asleep. Cause the thing don't mess with it. Been coming in, I guess this what been waking me up. So if I just pretend like I'm asleep, he just gonna come in here and do what he usually do and get the heck on, man. So I laid there with that high point, that raggedy pistol in my hand, and covering up my face, but just peeking through just a little bit. I had the pillow like over my head, but I had, you know, just peeking, you know, I just peeking through just a little bit. And I heard him like making his way down the hallway, and I could tell from the way his feet sounded, his feet was like wet. It made like a wet, squishy sound, man. And I saw that them 4 fingers and 5 fingers reach across the dang like threshold of the door. And I seen him start making his way, and he peeked his head in first. Then he said something. Now what he said at the time, I ain't hear it. Like, I heard it, but I didn't hear it. But now, after spending 6 months recording every single night I sleep, I hear him say that same thing to me every night. You want to know what it is? He says, when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.